Tonight on Mello TV Sports, Stephanie Taylor down to number 2 in the ICC women's batting rankings. The Sunrisers Hyderabad defeated the Kings 11 Punjab in the IPL. And Kenin versus Swiatek in the women's French Open final. We bowl off Mello TV Sports with cricket as West Indies skipper Stephanie Taylor has been dislodged as the #1 batter on the ICC Women's One-Day International rankings. Taylor is down to number 2 with Australia's Meg Lanning moving up 4 spots to reclaim the #1 position after her exploits in the 3-match series between Australia and New Zealand that saw the former extend their ODI winning streak to 21 matches. Lanning aggregated 163 runs in 2 ODIs, including an unbeaten 101 in the second fixture, which earned her the Player of the Match award. This marks the 5th time that Lanning has claimed the top spot, with her previous ascension taking place in October 2018. Taylor, meanwhile, retained her number 2 spot in the all-rounders ranking behind another Australian in Elise Perry, while the Jamaican is 18th on the bowling charts. Taylor, meanwhile, will turn out for the Adelaide Strikers in the Women's Big Bash League. The Strikers were runners-up last year. Jamaican pacer Sheldon Cottrell and Trinidadian batsman Nicholas Purran were today on the losing end as their Kings 11 Punjab team suffered a 69-run defeat to the Sunrisers Hyderabad in the IPL. Purran was in good form with the bat, blading 77 from 37 balls with 5 fours and 7 sixes to lead the Kings 11 chase of 202. The West Indies left-hander's half-century came off 17 deliveries, the fastest in this year's tournament. The 25-year-old bladed 28 from 1 over, including 3 sixes in 4 balls, 2 of which traveled over 100 meters. He, however, lacked support as no other batsman made it past 11, with Cottrell falling for a second ball duck. Sunrisers had earlier made 201 for 6. That total was built on a 55-ball 97 from Johnny Barstow. The English opener shared an opening stand of 160 for the first wicket, with David Warner 52 from 40 deliveries. Cottrell bowled 3 overs for 33 runs with no wicket. On to track and field news now. Head of Athletics Governing Sebastian Coe has again thrown his support behind athletes making political statements at the Olympics. Coe today stood at the edge of the track at Tokyo's new stadium and repeated his support of the right of athletes to advocate for social or racial justice at next year's postponed Tokyo Olympics. The Englishman says he has been very clear that if an athlete chooses to take a knee on the podium, that he's supportive of that, giving a boost to Black Lives Matter protests and other social and racial justice movements that are determined to use Tokyo as a stage. Coe is in direct opposition to Rule 50 of the Olympic Charter that says no kind of demonstration or political, religious, or racial propaganda is permitted in any Olympic sites, venues, or other areas. The World Athletics head is an International Olympic Committee member and a 2-time Olympic gold medal winner. He also headed the 2012 London Olympics. We go over to tennis news now. The French Open women's final will be contested between Australian Open winner Sofia Kenin and Polish teenager Iga Swiatek after 2 contrasting displays in their semifinals today. 19-year-old Swiatek needed only 70 minutes to beat Argentine Nadia Podoroska 6-2, 6-1 to reach her first major final. American Kenin overcame Czech 7th-seed Metra Kvitova 6-4, 7-5. 4th-seeded Kenin produced controlled tennis but had to save 10 break points against the 2-time Wimbledon winner. She has yet to play Swiatek on the main tour, but they faced each other on the same stage in the juniors 4 years ago. Finally, in the sports news tonight, 6 Russian weightlifters, including Olympic bronze medalist Ruslan Ablegedov, has been received bans based on analysis of data from the Moscow anti-doping laboratory that was at the center of a years-long cover-up scheme. The International Weightlifting Federation said the 6 athletes were found guilty by a disciplinary panel based on databases retrieved from the Moscow lab. The World Anti-Doping Agency WADA has sorted through the vast data archive to identify cases where doping was covered up in Russia in previous years. Besides Ablegedov, a super heavyweight medalist in 2012, the other cases included former world champions Tima Turieva and the previously banned Dmitry Lapikov, who had already been stripped of a bronze medal from the 2008 Chinese Olympics. Also banned were Igor Klimenovov, Yulia Kolenovola, and Maxim Sheikov. Now, they all received 4-year bans except Sheiko, who was banned for 6 years, and Lapikov, who was banned for 8. The starts of the bans were all backdated to 2017 or 2018, reflecting the lengthy investigation process. The IWF also announced provisional suspensions for 3 more Russians. And those are the stories making sports news tonight. I'm Christopher Scott. Good evening.